Reddit is on fire right now with a new Nintendo Switch 2 rumor. Right now in the Gaming News and Leaks Reddit, there's supposedly a leaker from Taiwan that's talking about certain specs and features that the Switch 2 will be having. This is exciting, and of course, take it all with a grain of salt. This is not confirmed. The horse has not spoken. Nintendo and Miyamoto haven't come out and confirmed anything. But I am happy with this rumor if this is true, because there's going to be some pretty interesting upgrades that we're going to be seeing compared to what we currently have. I was a little bit let down when I heard a couple weeks ago that supposedly the Switch 2 wasn't going to be a substantial upgrade, that it was just going to be a reiteration basically, and that it wasn't even going to have an OLED screen. So I was like, what's the point? That's kind of a bummer. We're not getting any kind of substantial upgrades. I feel that the Nintendo Switch needs to be a powerhouse. I know a lot of people are like, Nintendo doesn't even need to do that. Why even bother? A new console isn't even needed. I don't know what it is with Nintendo fans, but it's like you guys want to be stuck a step or two behind. What's wrong with wanting to be excited and hoping for something bigger and better and something that is actually competitive in today's market? When you look at how fast technology is going and advancing, you see all these handheld consoles like the Ally and Steam Deck. They're already light years ahead of what the Switch can do. And if you think about it, if the Switch 2 is only going to be as strong as a PS4 Pro, by the time the PS5 Pro or whatever midlife console is going to come out for the PlayStation 5 and even the Series X, we're going to be back to square one. We'll be back to the same power that we're at, and I want to see some more come out of Nintendo. But anyways, these are some interesting leaked details. Again, take them with a grain of salt. Nintendo is still mum's the word when it comes to anything with the Nintendo Switch 2. So you got to keep thinking, hey, this is just stuff that anybody could be posting, actually. And the Gaming News and Leaks Reddit is always kind of interesting to see. And thanks, whatever construction's going outside, thank you so much. I don't know if you guys can hear that. Anyways, there is a promise of a new screen on the Nintendo Switch 2, a 120 hertz screen. All right, 120, which means there's a potential for games on the Switch 2 to actually be over 60 frames per second, bringing us to next gen, or at least close to next gen quality as far as a lot of this stuff, especially if you think in handheld mode. It will be totally sweet to have something running at more than 60 frames per second in handheld. Especially, I know you guys that are into the whole hybrid model. Me, I don't play portably too much. I'm always afraid to take my Switch out. I'm always thinking I'm going to lose it or forget it. I play more at home. But I'm sure, just stepping it up in that direction puts it at least comparable to similar devices like the Steam Deck and so forth. Keep in mind, again, nothing's been confirmed with this, but right now that's the new thing that's come out of this leak. A new screen that runs enough to do more than 60 frames per second. Can you imagine how much of an upgrade with certain games like a Mario Odyssey or a Tears of the Kingdom, running more than 60 frames per second, especially when a lot of later Nintendo Switch games are still locked in at 30 FPS. And yeah, they look beautiful and everything, but imagine just how much better some of these games might look running more than 60. And yeah, I was originally kind of worried it wouldn't be an OLED, say that 5 times fast screen. But with the speculation of this new 120 hertz screen, it should ideally display beautiful colors and look great. I mean, it should be a significant leap, right? Even if it's not an OLED screen, in theory, it'll look a lot smoother handheld. And to me, that just excites me to think that this might actually turn out to be substantial and still kind of, I guess, be affordable. And you think with a more powerful console, we would get more space, right? Everybody's complaints with the Switch is that the next model needs to have a lot more storage, but this leak is also unfortunately having reports of really low RAM. 8 gigabytes of RAM and only 64 gigabytes of storage. I'm sorry, that's raising a little bit of eyebrows on my department at least. We definitely need more than that. Now, sure, they're probably going to have it where you can put a micro SD card and yada yada yada. But think about some of these games that we want out there, especially with the Activision Blizzard thing dedicating the next decade of Call of Duty games coming to Nintendo consoles. Call of Duty games are freaking ginormous. They literally take like over 100 gigabytes. Are you only going to have Call of Duty on your Switch? I feel Nintendo needs to step it up in regards to that. I'm hoping this part of the rumor is not true at all. And again, we got to talk about the price point. It was already rumored that a $400 only, digital only version will be out there, than a $450 version that plays carts. But who knows? Maybe we might see something a little bit, I guess, more closer to what we're seeing right now. Honestly, right now the Switch costs $300 to another $400, another $100 on top of that. That's not too much of a price leap, in my opinion. If there's enough upgrades there, I think that there should be a little bit of competitiveness as far as the price goes. Their selling point has always been, hey, look how much the Switch is compared to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, which is why it did so good during the Christmas and other holidays the last couple of years. But I feel like I'm okay with a $400 price point, even a $450 price point, but only if we see some really good upgrades and some good games available in regards to what the Switch is going to be allowing with the new console generation. Again, they've always had a pretty decent pricing history, but you got to think of like with the economy and business and all this mumbo jumbo that these actual like real people that know how to run industries, and I don't know, it's all babble, analyst techno babble. I do feel that having it about 400 to 400 actually might ease supply chain. Like if it's too cheap, then these things are going to sell like hotcakes, right? And I guess maybe that's an artificial way of keeping product available. But then again, the PlayStation 5 came out. That was $500, and that was hard to get for well over going on 2 years. It's just now eased, it feels like, this past year. And Nintendo stuff just sells like hotcakes. Do you remember the days of the Wii when that was impossible to keep in stores? So, yeah, looking at some of these upgrades, you know, the NVIDIA, I think it's a T239 processor. It should be all right, but you got that 8 gigabytes RAM, the 64 gigs of storage. It's like they have something good, and then Nintendo kind of shoots itself in the foot. I think, I don't know. It's kind of hard because you've seen stuff in the past also where supposedly it was going to have 12 gigabytes, and now you're seeing half of that. I don't know right here. Also, the cap storage. So who knows, honestly. Again, remember, a lot of this is just speculation. A lot of this is just rumors that you're seeing on Reddit. Anybody, of course, could post on Reddit. And what I tend to do when I look at rumors and stuff is I look at the past history of that user and how correct they often are. Because anybody could just claim to be an insider. Anybody can. One thing that I do want off of this Nintendo Switch and also in this leak is I do want improved battery life as well with the, at least when you're in handheld mode. I hope it's greatly improved. According to these leaks, they're saying that's going to be a thing. But I mean, that's something that should be implied, honestly, when you're dealing with something that's like a console portable hybrid. I will be disappointed if it isn't at least a little bit better of a battery life for prolonged, I guess, handheld gaming console experiences and stuff. But yeah, we definitely have to know that when you're looking at all these speculations and stuff, we're seeing a lot of conflict in reports. Like I pointed out, they were saying it's not going to be a decent OLED screen, but now we're hearing that it's going to be a 120 hertz screen that would allow for 60 frames per second or more. We're also hearing conflicting reports on RAM. 1 minute they're saying it's this much, the next they're saying it's lower than that. Storage has always been something that people are speculating on. And then there's this whole debate with the price and how much it's actually going to be. So yeah, it's all exciting, honestly. And I know that there's people who wear, down on seeing people talk about this. But what can you expect? We're in the year that it's supposed to come out. This is like the end game. The last 2-3 years, people have been talking about a Switch Pro or a Switch 2 model. We're here, guys. This is it. CNBC starting to talk about it. We're seeing mainstream news outlets talk about this. And it's exciting. And I'm going to be covering it. And I hope you guys enjoy the coverage. Hope you guys enjoy talking about it. Again, I'm not claiming to have insider sources or anything like that. I'm just giving my thoughts on stuff that I'm reading online because guess what? Freedom of speech. It's my platform. It's what I like to do. Until Nintendo unveils anything, we're just going to sit here and wait and try to figure out what's real or not. I think that's the fun part of it. And I think very shortly we might be getting a Nintendo Direct that's just going to get like the last, I guess, few first-party games, third-party games out of the way for the Switch just in time for spring. And then into June, we'll get some kind of official announcement, and we're there, guys. So what are your thoughts? Let me know your thoughts down below. If you would want the 120 hertz screen and, you know, as far as like memory and gigabytes go and all that. What are your thoughts on this report? Taking it with a grain of salt. Be sure to share this video with somebody. Even if you share it to one person, it helps get it out. Smash that like. You guys aren't hitting that like button enough. I'm going to start shaming you. Nah, I'm just joking. I know there's going to be some kind of arts heart that takes that to heart. But it would be nice. Help hit this. Hit the like button. Get it out there. Leave a comment. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you for watching.